I was raised in a Christian home my entire life. My mom was a music minister. My dad was Southern Baptist. I said I've been in a Christian home my entire life. When I was 23 years old, I still living home and driven. Got to the wrong crowd, started going around. We would sneak out in the middle of the night, experiment with alcohol and that. But it's kind of funny, the more of the drink I did, the less drinking I did. When I was 27 years old, I got a back injury in the military. I was in Iraq, jumping up and off vehicles. And back then they would prescribe you pain pills. I went from tramadol to hydrocodone to oxycodone. And when it got to the point where I wouldn't take it for the pain, I would take it for the high. Started out with pain pills, went to meth. When I couldn't get that, I went to kratom. 2 lines of meth. So a few minutes after that, I would pound the kratom. So my addiction got really bad. I was so far gone, it wasn't even funny. I started realizing I had a problem. I was taking care of my mom and dad, and my mom actually had pain pills. She was on tramadols. My family knew I had a problem for years. I knew it, but I was in denial. I didn't want help. I could act like I was hurt when I wasn't. I'd tell my brothers, Ricky and Danny, I'd tell them that I had a bill due, but I never used it for the bills. I'd use it for the meth. I knew friends of mine that had lawn equipment, and I would sneak over to their house. I would get their lawn equipment, I put it in my car, I'd go pound it in. And I didn't care who it was. As long as Phil got his high, I didn't care who I hurt. As long as I got my high, I was fine. But I thought it would make me less of a man if I admitted it. I just, like I said, everybody knew I had a problem. I knew I had to make a change. My mom was diagnosed with dementia. She had tried for years to get me to get help, and I just wouldn't do it. And one of my biggest regrets is actually because I waited too long to apologize to her, but I knew I should be dead at this point in time. But I apologized to her, but she looked up at me. She couldn't talk. She had lost all her communicative skills. I knew at that point in time, Phil, it's over with. Still didn't stop me. The friend's house that I was stayed at, I stole from them, and I got a phone call from Ricky telling me that he told me I'd really messed up this time. And they pressed charges against me, which they should have. And I went to jail. All I could picture was my mom and dad looking at me, and what a disappointment I turned out to be. Seeing the people that was there, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else by no means, but I was raised better. But I knew at that point in time, I'm like, Phil, what have you done to your life? Here I am sitting in jail. Mom and dad are both gone. What have you done to your life? Just, I'd hit rock bottom. I knew I was going to hell. I was on a path to hell, I knew it. But being in jail, looking back on it, I thank my 2 best friends for putting me there, for pressing charges on me. At the time, I hated them. Looking back on it now, it saved my life. It's the best that ever happened to me. I first heard about A Better Way from my brother, Ricky Shepard. There's a pastor at Rock Springs called Benny Tate. Well, him and Ricky are best friends. Well, they all knew I needed help. Well, he told Ricky to take me there. And I asked him a little bit about it. He was telling me it's an 18-month program. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, there's no way I'm doing that. And he made a comment that just stuck with me. He's like, Phil, he's like, it's better than the rest of your life. He said, you're going to die if you don't go there. My brother Doug. And it's funny because most places would want you to come here. They did everything in their power to talk me out of coming here, especially Billy. They approved me. I'll never forget, I pulled up on the grounds. I saw the houses. I'm like, wow, I made the right choice here. And I was nervous. Nervous as all get out, because I just didn't know what to expect. But that Friday night, watched movies and thinking to myself, this is an awesome place, man. And the Monday morning hit, 4:40, like a 4:40 wake up. Thinking to myself, what have I got myself into? Because I'm used to sleeping in my car. I'm not really a morning person, so the being quiet till 8 a.m. didn't really bother me. I actually liked that. However, certain things drove me absolutely crazy. Having every button buttoned, having your crease in your beds. I didn't do that in the Army. I'm thinking to myself, what is this place about? A lot of people come here and they're like, screw the structure. No, you need it. You have to have structure. And I think the dumbest write-up I ever had, I was a shepherd. And one of the other shepherds called Brother Doug on me because I was too early going to dinner. Who gets a write-up for being somewhere early? But there was one time I got a write-up in Hope House, and I was doing my sentences. It was on Saturday night. And I authorized the people in the sentence room for peanuts because I love peanuts. Well, I had a 2A named Daniel Peavy who held me accountable, and he should have. And but Daniel Peavy, he will hold you accountable in a second, and he did. I didn't like it at the time, but looking back on it, it was it's what I needed. The brotherhood here at A Better Way is something I've never experienced. I was military for 12 years, and I've told Ricky a few times that I would never find another brotherhood better than the military till I came here. I don't care what you're going through, at A Better Way, your brothers are always there for you. And I've made some bonds here that I'll have even once I graduate, and I know that. Well, we get down there, and I see Brother John's beach house. My first thought was, oh my Lord. Thinking to myself, the Lord has really blessed this man. It's just for him to welcome people he don't even know in his own home. I wasn't used to that. I was baptized when I was younger, but I didn't really understand what it meant. But when I went under that water, I let it all go, and I was a new man when I came out of there. Everything that I did prior to that, I let go. It was just an experience I'll never forget. But like I said, every piece of guilt I felt is in that water now. God has restored so much in my life. When I finally submitted it all to Him, when I first got here, my family didn't want nothing to do with me. Now, my brothers are back. My niece is talking to me again. My sister-in-law is talking to me again. Every relationship that I had destroyed, the Lord has brought back together. The peace I feel now, my family's back together. I can now go to my mom and dad's grave. I try, but I don't have the guilt that I used to have. A Better Way has changed me forever. I found Christ here. It's changed my view of life. Before I came here, it was all about me. It's not about me anymore. It's restored everything in my life. I will forever be grateful to this place. It saved my life. I want to say thank you to my family, my brother Ricky, my brother Danny, for never giving up on me. I know y'all had to do some tough love on me. I hated you at the time, but thank you for doing that. I want to say thank you to Brother Doug and Brother Billy. Thank you for all my brothers, Mike Ferrara, Dylan Malavy, for always listening to me. You know, I want to say again to Ricky and Danny, thank y'all so much for not giving up on me. For bringing me here to A Better Way, because this place truly saved my life. I love y'all.